In order to best comply with the university's responsibilities regarding the management of records and other information assets, we need to know what a record is, and we need to know what information we are stewards of. To start, let's go through an overview of the primary document categories: archival records, business records, and non-records. Archival records are the smallest set of records at the university. Business records are the next set and consist of both business continuity and routine business records. Non-records are the last category and typically the most numerous. We will review each of these in turn, starting at the bottom of the pyramid and working our way up. Non-records may be copies or duplicates of documents that are provided to you or retained by you for your convenience. Non-records may also be documents that have a perceived value for reference, usually containing information that you or your unit may find useful at a later date. Reference documents are typically considered non-records as they are being retained for the purpose of reference and not a current existing business need. Other examples of non-records include private or personal documents, documents that do not support the business of the university, marketing or promotional materials not created by your office, documents containing information of only short-term value, and drafts of documents. Both non-record and reference materials are types of information assets that can and should be disposed of as soon as is reasonable. For electronic documents that do not contain sensitive information, a simple deletion is normally adequate. For electronic documents that do contain sensitive information, refer to your IT specialist for proper disposal. Hard copy documents that contain sensitive information should be disposed of using campus-approved secure disposal methods, while documents that do not contain sensitive information can be disposed of using your office's normal paper recycling method. University records provide information about the development of policies, strategic initiatives, and the general administration of the university. They also may provide documentation regarding specific transactions related to employment, scholarship, student life and work, and financial receipts or expenditures. It is worth remembering that a record is not defined by its format, it is determined by its content. Once you have determined that your document is a record, a helpful step is to determine the retention period of that record, so that after its usefulness is ended, it can be appropriately disposed of. When a record reaches the end of its minimum retention period, it can be disposed of or transferred to the university archives depending on the guidance provided in the relevant retention schedule. The RIMS office can assist you in determining what the retention period is for your various records. There are a few things to consider when determining if a document is a record. If a record has been distributed or transferred between offices or units, only a single copy of that record should be considered the authoritative copy. The authoritative copy is held by the Office of Record. Once the Office of Record that holds the authoritative copy has been determined, all other copies that have been distributed should be considered convenience copies. Authoritative copies are records, while convenience copies are non-records. In addition, printouts from sanctioned university systems like Banner, or printouts of digital documents contained in sanctioned university repositories like BDM Extender, are considered convenience copies as well. The original authoritative copy remains in the sanctioned university system or repository. The system is considered the system of record, and the authoritative copy of the record is expected to be produced upon querying the system or repository. The exception to this is when an output or printout is changed from the original by adding or removing information or attributes, like additional notes or a signature. These changes make it a unique and separate record, and it is now the authoritative copy of that new record. Both non-records and reference materials can and should be disposed of at will as soon as their primary usefulness has expired. The term records, as we use it at the university, includes both archival documents and business documents. They are combined here because you cannot dispose of them at will. When the retention period of the records has ended, archival records should be transferred to the university archives, and business records can only be disposed of after receiving permission from the state.